今回は、キケ選手がインスタグラムに公開した日本遠征思い出動画東京シリーズの舞台裏と帰国後のインタビューについて見ていきます。それでは、行ってみましょう。ドジャースのお祭り男でも知られ、キケの愛称で日本でも大人気のエンリケ・ヘルナンデス選手が25日、現地時間24日に自身のインスタグラムで東京開幕シリーズの思い出ビデオを公開。キケ選手は東京遠征中に自らビデオを回していたことでも話題になっていました。この動画には映画制作者にもなった東京シリーズの舞台裏との記載も。また、この投稿には同僚のミゲル・ロハス選手も反応していました。
We got World Series MVP getting ready to go to Tokyo. Pulled an all-nighter because Shohei told him that was the way to go. You excited about Japan?
Yes.
Very excited?
Kike.
This is Kike, yes. That funky Muncie.
Sparkling wine early in the
Sparkling wine, baby.
And we got here. We're in Tokyo, baby. Japanese, arigato gozaimasu.
We are on our way to Shibuya. Little meet and greet opportunity that I have. So looking forward to meeting Japanese.
Hi.
I almost did my pants.
No way.
2020.
I'm glad you didn't do your pants, man. It's a great start. I got it on video. Japan. That's Tropicana. That's American, bro. So we are walking through a private entrance. Penelope! Saluda! Everybody's ready to go home. Look at Barajas. He is so happy to be here. Asparios. First opening day, baby. How you feeling?
Feel great. Feel great.
Especially when you throw 99, of course.
Dodgers.
Oh, Commissioner Manfred. How we doing, man? Last game. Sujo, our MVP, social media coordinator for the LA Dodgers. Hunter, aka behind the scenes, always wearing shades, even indoors. Look at all these people here for batting practice. Stan Cass and team president, any words for their last day in Tokyo?
This has been great, but can't wait to get home. Can't wait to get back to Dodger Stadium.
Same. There he is, Ken Griffey Jr., my favorite player growing up.
Going on.
Say hi to the camera. Player tribute.
Come on, man. How in the world? You know, they don't even make that camera no more.
What up, Player Tribune? This is a wrap on the Tokyo series. It was an amazing experience. Of course, I had to hit a homer because, yeah, that's what we do. I know that I wasn't in front of the camera a lot, but I was behind it. And I hope that you guys enjoy the behind the scenes of this series.
また、キケ選手は、米メディア、ドジャーステリトリーに出演し、インタビューに応じました。そこで、キケ選手は、このチームの一員になれたことが本当に嬉しいですし、そして、朗希、由伸、翔平とチームメイトになれたことも本当に嬉しいですね。と、日本人選手への思いを語る場面も。ここからは、キケ選手が、米メディア、ドジャーステリトリーのインタビューの様子になります。
All right, we appreciate it very much. We are pleased to be joined now by Kike Hernandez. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you taking the time. And I know that you said, Kike, that jet lag is real. So thank you even more for being on this show today. What was that Tokyo experience like for you? Because it seemed like everybody was having a great time, but you really embraced it.
I mean, it was an amazing trip. I had an idea of what to expect just based off going to the All-Star Series back when they used to do it. I think I went to the last one they made in 2018, and I really got to enjoy my time there. We had a little bit less of an adjustment period that time through, so the struggle was even more real that time. But um, it was just amazing to see how a city, how a country, they all, kind of like we're looking forward to those 2, 3, 4 days, whatever it was that we were going to be there. And they made a they made 2 days feel like an amazing time. And I'm just really glad that I got to be a part of it, and I'm really glad to be Roki, Yoshi, and Shohei's teammate.
Yeah, and you are amongst the league leaders in home runs, sitting out, of course, top the leaderboard, tied with Shohei Ohtani. How fun is that, knowing that you've been the home run leader for about a week?
Yeah, it's been great. It's what I do. I just hit a lot of homers to where I'm leading the league for
Dingers.
weeks. But I'm letting Tommy and Shohei, be on the board with me on that one. But the RBI category, that's my category. I'm sitting solo there, so I'm just pretty much sitting on my numbers right now.
Yeah, you hit for average, you hit for power, great, Gold Glove defense there. You can play all over the field. I mean, you're more like a 6'7" tool player. Kike, let me ask you about what the offseason was like for you, because I was screaming on the top of the rooftop, making sure, hoping anyway, that Andrew re-signed Teo and they re-signed you as the Hernandez brothers. I have never seen a fan base embrace a guy so much in terms of wanting a player back on a team and what you mean to this team, particularly in the postseason when it matters the most. What was that experience like for you? And was there a chance you were going to sign anywhere else?
I mean, a chance, I would say yes. I was just waiting and waiting. There was nothing really going on until the last day or two there that, it felt like we started getting a little more action. But by that time, it was a little late because the Dodgers came in and obviously said we're pretty full roster-wise. We want you back, but of course, we understand you got to do what's best for you and your family. We're throwing out this offer at you, but you can't do anything till February 10th. And if something better comes by, then we understand. But that better never came by. I mean, it wasn't necessarily I wanted to go back so desperately that I was going to say no to everybody else. There was just really nobody else. So I guess it was a good spot to be at, where I get to come back to the Dodgers and get to defend the title and get in front of the home crowd that, like you said, rallied troops behind me and try to do everything they could in their power to bring me back. And I just want to say that was very, very well felt. And every time I saw something like that, it brought me a smile to my face, especially seeing them bombard Gomer, Andrew, and Doc's interviews during FanFest. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I was one of those guys that was pretty loudly championing to bring you back, because at some point you find a formula, you find a recipe that works really good. If we're talking earlier, Alana, about making caldo to help Mookie feel better and the Vicks and everything else, you find a recipe and you keep making that recipe. But it turns out when you have Kike Hernandez in the recipe, you go out there and you win World Series. At least last year, definitely in 20, the last time you were here. What was so special about that 2024 run? Because it seemed like you dudes were having a lot of fun, and we've seen this club, these guys, different groups of guys, of course, having a lot of fun 17, 18 into 20. But this, Dave has mentioned it a number of times, you guys seemed different. What was so special about that 2024 organization or that roster?
I would say the unity that we had in the locker room. I think it was really close to 2020, as far as how together we were. And I mean, just saying that's hard to accomplish. In 2020, we were only able to get like that because we were stuck in a hotel together for an entire month. And this time through, you're flying, we were busing to San Diego, and then we're flying across the country twice to go to New York. And obviously, I mean, it's the biggest games of the year, so everybody's got pretty much their entire families with them. And for us to decide, we get it, our families are with us, but, we only have to do this for one more month, whatever it is it's going to take in order for us to win the World Series. We're just going to, sacrifice a little bit more the little time that we have left to make sure that we get as close as a group as we can in order for us to accomplish special things, especially when times get really tough like they did against the Padres. And I don't think that if it wasn't because of our, how much we cared about each other and the mentality that we all had in the locker room, I don't think we would have been able to come from behind against the Padres or, you know, beat the Mets, who were steamrolling baseball for like the last 2, 3 months of the season. And then, of course, the Yankees had a great team, and that was kind of back and forth as well. So I don't think everything happens. Everything happens if we weren't the way that we were inside closed doors.
Yeah, you guys absolutely bought in, every single one of you on the roster. We had Andrew Friedman on the program a couple of weeks after you guys won the World Series, and he said something to me that was interesting because I was with you guys in 2020 and obviously at the beginning of the Andrew Friedman era, and he said, who would have thought that the guy in a banana suit would have turned out to be one of the best leaders on this team, and really taking over a leadership role? How do you think you've evolved into that guy?
I don't think one guy has to do with the other. I think you can be both if you understand your role. I mean, I understand that, you know, yeah, my role requires me to play 7 different positions, but it also requires to be that energy guy in the locker room, that, that guy that keeps things loose, the guy that, makes a tough day end with a laugh or whatever it is, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I can go out of my way to help guys when they're in need of help. As far as, this game teaches you a lot with experience, and I've been blessed to be a part of 9 postseason runs, and um every single postseason teaches you so much, and it teaches you things that you only acquire by living in it. So there's things that you can make sure that certain players don't have to go through or live through for them to learn from it. So I feel like I have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge when it comes to that, and I know what it takes to win. So, um, yeah, I figured, you know what, if this is going to be my last time wearing a Dodger uniform and we're going to go down, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we don't go down, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to help this team win, and even if that means I'm not on the field, because I was doing certain things against the Padres in that locker room that I still wasn't in the lineup for those. So I was just trying to see how I could help the team win, even without getting on the field, because that was out of my control.
All right, what do you do? Hang on a second. That's a question that begs an answer to. What were you doing against the Padres when you weren't in the lineup? Tell me more about that role.
I mean, there's certain things that are what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room, right? I mean, there was conversations had throughout that series that, if one day the players that I was talking to want to talk about it, great, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it, because I think those were pretty intimate and private conversations. So if they want to go and tell them, then that's great. But I don't like sitting here and talking about things that I did and didn't do and going into specifics. But I was just trying to get inside people's brains.
Hey, you got a lot of good wood on AU. Darvish, I think fastball, curveball, whatever it was. The important thing is ball went really, really far in that series, and that's when you oh God, just feeling that as a fan, that weight off of our chest, like, hey, we're gonna get out of the DS again. This is a chance. This is a really, really good ball club. Listen, we know, Kike, you do a lot of things in that clubhouse that are important, that are special for your teammates. We actually had Matt Kemp on the show last year, shortly after he retired as a Dodger, thankfully. And we had asked him if there was one guy that he could have had, that this Dodgers organization could have had back in the day, back when they were, getting beat by the Phillies, unfortunately, 08, 09, and all that kind of stuff. He mentioned you, a guy that he played, I think, one season with. He said if we had Kike in that lineup, you taught him how to make baseball fun again. What does something like that mean to you, and how much have you kind of heard that from different players that you've, suited up with along the way?
I mean, I got a little bit of chills going. I saw that interview when it happened or after it came out. Um, I love Matt. We built a special bond in a short period of time. We were teammates. We had a pretty special year, him getting to come back to the Dodgers and, finally getting to go over the hump and win the National League and go to the World Series. Of course, we got mollywopped by a juggernaut in the Red Sox that year, but for us to see Matt, play all those years here, be the face of the franchise, and then leave and come back and take Chris Sale deep in Game 1 of the World Series. That was a pretty cool moment out of that series. Um, but yeah, I mean that those type of comments they mean the world to you because for us as baseball players, we know what a baseball player can do on the field. Sometimes you don't necessarily know how good a player is till you get to play with that guy and you get to see that guy for 162 games. But if I'm being real, when you ask guys around the league, how is so and so, well, you never ask him about how he's on the field. You always ask how he's as a teammate, how he's in the locker room. And, to have guys with the type of careers that Matt Kemp have had, speak that highly of me, that I mean that is a true honor, and those are the things that you take with you when they take the game away from you because you can't play the game, but you're still being that person that people are asking about how you are. So, I mean that all means the world to me.
He literally said you were the aura, and he missed the Kike Hernandez aura, such an important element of being in the clubhouse. And the last time the Dodgers got their World Series rings, Kike, you were a member of the Boston Red Sox. This time, you will be home with the Los Angeles Dodgers to get your rings. What do you anticipate that ceremony being like? As a member of the team that just won the World Series, you guys are back again, trying to run it back. You have the same amazing core for the most part. But you also have some young blood in there that hasn't won one yet. So it's a good infusion of a 26-man roster. What do you think that moment will be like for you?
I mean, the only way I can answer it is special because I honestly have no idea what to expect. I have no clue. I don't know what the last one looked like, so I have no idea what this thing is going to look like. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I mean, the guys are all excited. The guys that didn't win it last year are claiming to not be excited, but I'm sure it's going to add a little bit to the fuel in their fire. Um, I've given Kirby. I work out with Kirby in the off season. We've been working out for a couple of off seasons now, and I always given him a hard time. When he was starting to talk to the Dodgers, and it became public that the Dodgers were interested. I was like, "Oh, you're about to wear your third gold jersey in your career. We got to get you a ring this time." And for him to be part of his third gold jersey club and not actually get a ring, I'm pretty sure that adds a lot to it. We got a guy that in Tanner Scott that's a fiery competitor that wants to win as badly as anybody. Of course, Blake Snell, he's been able to almost taste it when unfortunately he ran through the best team in baseball in the Dodgers in 2020. But we have a lot of guys that, a lot of pros that were added to this locker room that are very hungry to win their first, and that's exactly what we need because we're hungry for more. So when you got when you got people that are hungry for more, who've already tasted it and can't have enough of it, and then you got people that want a part of it because they've never been a part of it, that is a perfect combination. So of course, we got a good thing going on, and hopefully we can stay healthy and do our thing on the field.
Yeah, I want to shift gears a little bit because last year the season probably didn't start for you statistically the way you wanted, and then a new character was born. We call him Glasses Kike online. What was, I know you've talked about it, but some fans here in our live chat want to know more about what was that biggest difference and how important is it to actually be able to see the goddamn baseball, to be able to hit the goddamn baseball?
Yeah, no, definitely. There was a lot of things going on, man. I was coming off a surgery that, at the time it was explained to me as a pretty simple surgery, but they ended up having to do a lot because I played for a long period of time needing the surgery and I wasn't aware of it. And um that adjustment period is not the easiest. I feel like it wasn't until like the middle of June that I started feeling pretty good physically. Before that, I felt like every day I felt like I needed surgery again, and it was weird. And it's kind of, insecurities of, am I actually good? Am I all right? And not being able to a guy like me that kind of like leaves it out on the field every single day, it was weird for me not to have that last year to go all out. And then once I started feeling better physically, of course, finding out about my right eye, which pretty key. And then, of course, uh, working on some things that I wasn't doing great mechanically. Um, Kind of saved my season, and who knows if it saved my career. Um, there's a chance that I was a couple days away from getting DFA'd last year, and fortunately for me, unfortunately for some of my teams, hurt, and I mean I was able to stay on roster, and obviously the rest is history. But um, yeah, just being able to do the hardest thing that there is in all of sports, which is hitting a baseball when you can't really see the spin of the ball is it's a pretty hard thing to do. But I'm glad we have that result for now, and I'm looking forward to a full season of being healthy, feeling strong, and being able to see.
Good Lord. Could you imagine if Kike Hernandez was DFA'd? I would have burned down the damn stadium. Let me ask you this question, Kike. I know that you're an Adidas athlete. It's that three-stripe life. I always remember you and JT. What are your favorite pair of Adidas cleats? And secondly, what is your favorite Adidas tunnel walk pregame ritual if you have one?
Uh, I mean, it's hard not to go with, they've made me a lot of really cool pairs. I got something really, really nice cooking for this year. I don't think it'll be here till the end of April because Andrew decided to take forever to sign me back, so I couldn't decide my cleats. But I would say my PEs from 2023, the mint color ones, those are by far the ones that have given me the most compliments, and a lot of people on Instagram reaching out, commenting on the posts, wanting to buy the cleat for the kid and things like
Aw.
that. And unfortunately, they can't because I'm the only one. They only made it for me, and um, I'm just a guy that dresses in banana suit for the Dodgers, so they wouldn't put it in the market. And then, as far as pregame Adidas ritual, I really don't have any. I do my thing on the iPad. I play a little visual game. I do a little meditation, and then I go hit the cage. And after that is all right. Let's go to the field, get ready. And that's about it. I don't really have any rituals like that other than trying to get very caffeinated for the game.
A cafecito. You were much more, my friend, than a guy in a banana suit for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Best of luck to you, Clinton. I appreciate you taking the time. Our best to Mariana and P, that little one is growing up too fast. Best of luck this season. Thanks for taking the time, Kike. Thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, guys. It was good seeing you again.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。